Hey y'all, it's Betsy from Cuttin Corners Vinyl. And over here, I like to focus on all things vinyl, sublimation, and screen printing. And if that sounds like something you're into, then why don't you stay a while and think about joining the Cuttin Corners family? So, it's Monday, and it's time for another Motivational Monday video. I had something ready to go that was completely different for today. But with everything going on in the world, I decided to change it. We're going to talk about empathy. Now, trigger warning. I'm going to talk about some sensitive subjects, so if that bothers you, you might want to change to a different video. And we're going to make this beautiful sunflower shirt, which is the national flower of the Ukraine. And to kind of tell you the layout of this video, I'm going to talk about empathy and craft while I do it. Now, the way that you're going to see the instructions are going to be text, and it's going to tell you what to do. You'll see me craft. It'll show you with my hands what to do with instructions in text, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. So if that bothers you, again, this may not be the video for you. And I wanted to show my support in the only way that I knew how. Now, this file is available for free on my Patreon page. It is linked in the description, as well as every other thing else I used today. So, let's get into the video. To start off, this has nothing to do with who you voted for or your political beliefs. If that's how you're going to use my comments, I will block you. I don't want to hear it. The people of the Ukraine don't want to hear it. They have much more to deal with, such as losing their families, their friends, their neighbors, their homes, their cities, their country, their freedom. So let's keep it clean. Let's keep it classy. And that's kind of where the video for empathy came from. I have seen so much selfishness over the past few years. And everything that I have seen, so much tragedy and so much loss in the Ukraine over the past few days. But the absolute extreme acts of bravery from the citizens there, and not just there, but mainly there, from the little old lady with the sunflower seeds, which I think is definitely my favorite person ever, to President Zelensky, who I think embodies what a true leader should be. I mean, even like the Russian protesters. Heck, even Elon Musk has definitely stepped up, which is surprising enough in my mind. You know, it definitely shows you that there is some good left in the world, and that definitely gives me hope. But this is part of where empathy, as I said, has come into play. Because this is one of those moments where you kind of tend to need to take a step back and try to put yourself into someone else's shoes. Now, there are certain aspects that I can definitely relate to. I understand because I live in an area where we get hit by storms. You know, I've had to evacuate many times. So I know leaving and the thought of coming back to nothing and losing lots. So that is something I definitely understand. Trying to evacuate in a situation like that, the amount of gridlock that happens, because as again, I have evacuated during a hurricane. People who have tried to evacuate during a fire or any other natural disaster understand this concept of gridlock. It's terrifying. War, I'm sure, is the same kind of concept. There's no fuel, that type of thing. But could you imagine dealing with fighter jets and possible missiles? That's a whole different level of terrifying. I can't. The absolute devastation that the Ukrainian people are going through. I mean, I can't imagine looking out my living room window and seeing a tank drive down my street while I'm trying to feed a baby. Could you? And this is why I say that armchair politics shouldn't be brought into this. Period. And even if you are a political science major, unless you're from there and you know the entire ins and outs of over there, you have no right to speak on that part because you don't know. But as a mom, I would be freaked out. A lot of times you'll see me looking at things through the eyes of a parent because I am a parent. But that doesn't mean anything is any less scary if you're not a parent, because it isn't. And it doesn't make anything less valid if you're not a parent, just to let you know. And I want to make sure that that's understood. And the whole thing with all of this is, trauma is difficult. The amount of PTSD this puts on people is so difficult. I'm hoping that whenever I go to edit this video together, it makes sense, because I have tried and tried to film this. I don't know how many times, because I don't want to come off as self-righteous. It's just that I'm seeing this, and I've seen so many people criticize things that it is just like bothered me to the point I don't even know how to explain it. And I just wanted to make sure that if I was going to say anything, it was to hopefully make people stop and think that what if it was them? What if it was them in that situation? Because at that point, it doesn't matter who you think is right and who you think is wrong, because it doesn't even matter. If it's you that is going through it, it sucks. In my mind, I can't even imagine what the people of the Ukraine are going through right now, because the weight of one of the biggest superpowers in the world is bearing down on a small little nation, and they're holding on and fighting with everything that they've got. It is so difficult, and my heart goes out to them, and I just don't even know. I definitely stand with Ukraine. They deserve better. They definitely deserve better, in my opinion. And that's all I really have to say. As I said, the files are free on my Patreon page. It's linked in the description. Let me know what you think down below. As I said, if it's political, you'll get blocked. Because that's not the point behind this. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. All my socials are linked. But I guess that's it. We'll see y'all later. Bye.